Good morning. And right now I'm actually working on my morning coffee. Now, when I say working on, I mean it's already brewed. I'm just adding my collagen and a bit of cocoa powder just so that way I can get the nutrients I need for the day. Obviously not the only nutrients, but some of the nutrients. And plus the benefits of a little bit of cocoa powder are very solid. It's better than milk chocolate and all that stuff, but milk chocolate actually tastes fun. Cocoa powder tastes like yeah. But anyway, today is leg day. So we're going to get an awesome pump in. I know that because leg day is an awesome day, very underrated. Oh, like I said, a lot of people are just like, oh, leg day, man. It's like, it's a boring day. It's like, if you're, how you, what are you doing when you're training if you're not training legs and not having fun with it? It's like, what, because you can't like easily show them off? Fam, we're getting into cargo short season. Like, if you want the ladies to start looking, giving you some look-sees, man, you gotta get those legs like pumped up. Not just those cargo shorts, but your calves, man. Like, you gotta get those calves, boom. I almost tripped while trying to do that. But leg day is boring. Dudes, come on now. What's up with us, my friends? Like, leg day is boring. Who started that myth? Leg day is awesome. Leg day is spectacular. We all should train legs more. As far as I'm concerned, leg day should be every day of the week. In fact, every day is leg day when you're running from your problems, just like me. But anyway, leg day is boring. Or, I don't like training legs. But, like I said, we're getting into cargo shorts season, people. Or, if you're someone like me, you're wearing shorts all season, all year round. I glitched there for a second, I know. But spring, summer, winter, fall, no matter what, I'm wearing some dang shorts, so my legs better be looking skippy, my friends. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'll tell you what, I'm gonna skippity this toilet today because my leg day is gonna be awesome. But anyway, I got a new pre-workout also because the pre-workout I was using was good, but this other one was on sale, and that kind of gets me thinking, do I buy things on sale or do things on sale buy me? It kind of feels that way, doesn't it, sometimes? And also, there's open studio today, so I'm going to go into that. I'm going to talk with my acting coach. Her and I are going to work on a commercial because I want to submit to this agency and they want me to do a commercial and monologue. So I'm going to work on that with her and I want it to be perfect. So that should be fun, if not a little bit stressful, but like I said before, life has no excitement if you're always getting everything you want without the work. So, and since we're still in, we're not in spring here in Pennsylvania. We're still in winter. And my mother said she actually had snow where she is. So we don't get, we get all four seasons, but we'll get all four seasons in like a day. You'll get warm for like 20 minutes, then the leaves are falling, then you'll get heat for like an hour, and then it's just cold. That's Pennsylvania. But anyways, let me drink my nutritious morning coffee and make that pre-workout and get to the gym because we got legs to train. I'll catch you guys in a minute. And right to the gym we go, and I started out working on some mobility drills with weight because they're pretty fun. And I'm progressively getting lower and lower in these side lunges or split squats or whatever people want to call them. I have a lot of fun doing them, so I do them regularly, and they're also helping my legs get a little bit higher. At least I think these are what's improving that. But anyway, what is a fun conversation we can have while I'm working out at the gym? That's a good question. One thing I want to talk about, though, is the fact that it hasn't stopped raining yet in this area. It's been raining for the past, 4 days straight.
April showers bring May flowers. Well, these May flowers better be outstanding looking, because this rain just won't stop. And I said before, you need the rain to appreciate the sun. But I would like to appreciate the sun by seeing it every once in a while. But it seems to just want to be like me when women are around and hide for a while. So, I don't get it. And I know there are tough guys like David Goggins who say things like, oh, it sucks out, and that just encourages us to be more disciplined. And I get that. It really does, because you have to be disciplined in order to get through the rainy days sometimes. But I just want to see the sun. It's springtime. It's not just rainy, it's cold here. It's not just rainy, it is cold. And that sucks. So, if it was rainy and a little bit warm, that'd be fine. Or if it was cold, but at least sunny, that'd be fine too. But spring weather is just not here in this area. Like, at all. No matter what people say, we do not get all 4 seasons. Well, like I said before, we kind of do. We get all of them in a day. But it's mostly just not good weather. At least there's fishing season, and that reminds me, I gotta get my fishing license, because I want to go fishing with my one friend, and him and I, one of these weekends, will go fishing for a few hours, maybe catch something, maybe not. It'd be fun to catch some big trout, cook those bad boys up, have a nice supper with some sweet potato fries, homemade sweet potato fries, not ones you get in a bag. That'd be cool. Maybe do that on a camping trip. That'd be fun also. And really, that's why I want some nice weather to come around, because I just want to go out in the woods, go camping, start a fire, go fishing, all that stuff. But with this weather, it's just frustrating. It hasn't stopped raining, even on my days off. Like, it'll be a working day and the sun will be out shining completely, but when I actually have some time off, the sun, like I said, just hides. Really, I just want to go camping, I want to go fishing, but nature just doesn't want that to happen. But summer's just around the corner, so we'll see. And I am home from the gym, at least for now, because I do have to go to Open Studio today, which I consider my second gym. But I made a post-workout drink and it tastes a lot like chocolate milk, so I'm really liking it a lot. There's no like sugar, at least I hope not. The protein powder said it didn't have any, or at least very little of it, so I'm hoping they're not lying to me. But one thing I was thinking about was, this is me venting again, sort of like how I was venting about the weather over the commentary of my working out. This is the last vent of the day, don't worry. The wrap-up video is going to be much more fun, because I like ending my days with fun things. And when I go to the Open Studio, I'm hoping to get maybe a recording of some of the lessons, because we're going to go over commercial, we're going to go over monologue, because I want to make my audition for the agency to be perfect. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I want that audition to be the best audition that agency has ever seen. Come hell or high water, I'm going to do it. But when I was thinking about that, it made me think about how when you're striving for a goal that seems kind of off kilter to people, you get a lot of questions and comments about it. Now, I don't really mind answering questions when, I'm reading a bodybuilding book, or I'm reading one of my books about acting, or they see my big notebook just filled with acting notes and things like that. I don't mind answering questions every now and again, but it does get frustrating when you're always asked questions that are like the same ones over and over and over again, essentially. And it just gets draining, and sometimes it feels like they are lightly mocking you for trying to pursue something or having a goal, like I said, that's a little bit off kilter from what the standard norm is. Now, I could be just talking pseudo-intellectual garbage here. That could be very well what's happening, but
just every now and again, whenever I'm like on break at work, I'll be reading my acting book, or I'll be reading my bodybuilding book, or because I'm on a caloric deficit, I'll be having like a very light snack. And for those of you who don't know, like obviously you can't abuse it, but mustard is a very low calorie condiment. So if I'm eating a salad or something like that and don't want to just taste glorified leaves, I'll pour some mustard on it, and you'll hear comments about from people saying like, "Oh my gosh, that's so weird. Why are you eating this? Why are you eating that?" And it's like, I have a goal, and I don't want to taste just leaves for the rest of my life. I have a goal, and I'm going to be reading these books, and like sometimes it does come off as a little weird, because there are moments where I'll be sitting by myself, there's no one in the room, and I'll be practicing my monologue, or I'll be practicing a commercial, and it just looks like I'm talking to myself. That I can understand why people will like probably give a weird look. But when it's like you're just reading and studying, you're just trying to mind your own business, you'll have people asking questions, you'll have people coming up to you making like light snide comments about what you're doing, and it gets frustrating, like, because I don't like, the thing is, I don't really get insulted about things, I don't really care, but it's one of those things where I really just want to be left alone when I'm trying to fulfill my goal. Now, left alone meaning, like, obviously I talk to my coaches, I talk to people for advice, I ask people for help, some feedback, that's fine. But I have a goal in life, and a lot of us do. We all have our own very specific goals. And when people are always kind of like there's a difference between being on you about it, being like, hey, are you pursuing it? Are you going, and being on you about it, if you catch my drift. And more often than not, I have one friend who's very much on me about it, where he's always checking up on me. He's saying like, hey, are you eating well? Hey, you're going to the gym. Hey, are you remembering to do your drills? Because I even asked him to do that, because him and I are having this trade-off where he wants to start his own business, and I want to be in a fitness magazine this year, and I also want to win my men's physique competition. So we both push each other to do better and make sure we're always on the bounce. You know what I mean? But there are other moments where you'll have people, like, when I say asking questions, and more comes from, you can hear the snideness in their voice, if you catch my drift. Maybe it's because I'm misreading it. Maybe it is just curiosity, and they don't know how to ask it. Because that happens every now and again. And this can even happen in the gym too. Like, because like I said, I'm practicing splits, and every now and again I'm going to do some weird mobility drills, and people do like. That's why I hate when people record at the gym. With like exceptions, like if you're just minding your own business, it doesn't really matter. But you see people like recording people doing weirder workouts, and a lot of them are just mobility workouts. Like, oh my gosh, what's this person doing? And that's why a lot of people hate when they see other people recording at the gym, because they think they're going to be on someone's next viral video. And that's why I always try to do my best to make sure no one's in the background. Like, I don't care if someone walks in front, that's not a big deal, as long as they don't mind. It's more that I don't want them thinking I'm going to post something and then embarrass them, because I never want to embarrass anybody when they have a goal to achieve, and everyone's goals are different. And that's kind of what I've been thinking about. It's like, I have my acting goal and I have my fitness goal, and what I have to do to achieve those is off kilter for a lot of people. And my one coworker, he said, and I love this, he said, I like that he's just minding his own business, because like I'll be reading my acting book, and like someone would like, I'm saying like a lot, wow, and someone will say something about it, and then he just says, you know what, he's minding his own business, he's keeping to himself, and he's going for something. And that I appreciate a lot. But as I said, there are times when people ask a question and you can kind of hear the snideness in their voice. You have people who think that like what's the point of going for this? It's very unlikely that's going to happen. Maybe that's me thinking about it to myself a little bit. I don't know. But that's just been kind of on me lately. It could be that time is picking up and I'm getting closer and closer to that competition. So the stress has been amping up and auditions are now starting to pick up more. So maybe it is just stress and I'm overthinking everything. That could be it too. But I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, I'm gonna drink the rest of this. I'm gonna get changed in a little bit so I can go to Open Studio. Not gonna wear my gym hoodie to Open Studio. Could you imagine that be? I mean, sometimes this is okay because if I'm trying to portray a character, that's fine where they're okay with that. But I like to go in there looking nice and presentable. I'll try and get some recording. I'll ask my coach if she's okay if we record a little bit of a session so that way I have something to show off, or maybe even just get the audio, obviously with her agreeing. But we'll see, that's not guaranteed. Anyway, like I said, gonna finish drinking this, gonna relax, gonna get changed, and then we're gonna be on the bounce. I'll catch you guys in a little bit.
We're driving to Open Studio, we're driving to Open Studio, we're driving to acting class, acting class, acting class. Yep, we're on our way there. Running very late because I had to pull over because I needed to get a little bit of gas in my car, which I should have accounted for before I started my adventure, but it is what it is. Thankfully with Open Studio though, there's no like late time. It's just you kind of come whenever you can. And I just wanted to get there early because I really wanted to start practicing as soon as possible. I'm rehearsing my commercial on the way there, obviously. But I just want some feedback from my coaches and things like that just to see what they say. And the monologue is still fresh for me, so we'll see how that's going to go as well. I have another monologue that I have already in the bag, but I wanted to try something new because I think the agent has already seen me do this monologue, so I wanted to try a different one. So why not try a new one, because life is too short to do the same thing over and over again. But hopefully traffic isn't that bad as we get closer there. You know, that one location, that nightmare location, yeah, I'm hoping that's not too awful today. But I'm going to keep driving, going to listen to some more podcasts, Sum 41, and we will get there as soon as possible. I'll catch you guys in a minute. Yeah, it's a little backed up here today, but what can you do? Life goes on. The one good thing though is once you are out of that zone, it becomes pretty much a breeze after that. So that is like really the only spot. It can get bad here, don't get me wrong, but more often than not, if you're on this road, as soon as you get past that little merge section, it's pretty much a breeze. Now there is another merging area coming up, which can get kind of clunky, but outside of that, it's pretty smooth from here on out. And there's like another area, it's not on this part of the highway, it's a different highway, but where it gets cluttered up a little bit because it's an issue of 3 lanes turning into 2 that have to like kind of merge together. But outside of that, it's a smooth sail from here. So let's get to class. I'm sitting in the Open Studio right now and we went over commercials and they're liking it so far. Next we're working on monologue, and this is pretty cold for me, so it's going to take a little bit to get used to it. So hopefully we get the results we need. We're just still training on it though. So I went to the store just to get a couple groceries because they had peanut butter on sale, and like a good person I am, I always make sure to put my cart back where I found it. Made it home. And obviously I went to the store, but I already have my groceries placed down. Like I said, they had peanut butter on discount recently, so I made sure to buy 2. These are my favorite brands of honey peanut butter, and I like them a lot, so I nabbed them.
I also bought some bougie coffee creamer because I think it's bougie. It was the more expensive one, so I'm assuming that's the bougie flavor. And obviously, I had to get some anchovies because that's my favorite snack. Got some Celsius so that way I can deal with work this weekend. And some steak for only $3.80. It's smaller steaks, so it's not going to be that expensive. But that was an overall pretty good shopping trip, I have to say. Not too expensive, but also not too cheap either. But anyway, I actually wanted to talk about the games I've been playing recently. I've actually been playing a lot of first-person shooters, mostly boomer shooters, as some people might call it. Now, obviously, I've been playing Nightmare Reaper a lot, and it is a lot of fun, but there was one really annoying moment today because I wanted to get a quick session in before I left for Open Studio. But the game is kind of procedurally generated, and the level I was on, I think it like fused 2 levels together, and you had to get the last key to unlock the exit for the level, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And there was this area that did not look accessible at all, so I'm thinking, well, it's not over there. So I spent about 30 minutes just looking for this one key, and then my brain just kind of went, okay, I gotta try it. So I went to that area, and it was completely accessible, and the key was over there. I was so annoyed. I was like, what are we doing? Like, I get it. It's supposed to be like unique and procedure generated, and I do love the game overall, but that moment was the one moment that actually like genuinely annoyed me. But like I said, I've been playing a lot of boomer shooters or boomer inspired shooters or wherever it's called. I also have this one that's on the line called Immortals of Avrium. I think that's what it's called. It's kind of like a Doom 2016 inspired FPS that takes place during a fantasy setting. It's a fantasy setting similar to that of Too Human, if you've ever played that. Probably not, but that was an okay game. A little clunky, but it had good moments in it. The Immortals of Avarian game I heard is okay, but I paid $10 for it, so I'm not gonna feel too ripped off if it isn't that spectacular. I'm still hoping it's good though. I was hoping to get some fun out of it. The Platinum Trophy doesn't look that hard to get, unlike the Nightmare Reaper one, which is unbelievably grindy. Also been playing the original Doom games. I got the Doom 1 and 2 combo pack on PS4 or 5, I forget which version of it is. And keep in mind, these are ones I've had for a while, but I'm gonna play through all those because this is to get hyped up for Doom the Dark Ages, my friends, because it looks so cool. So I'm playing all the games that are going to be basically building up to that game being released. Playing through Doom 1 and 2, going to play through Doom 3, probably going to replay Doom 2016 again. Oh, I also have to play through Doom 64 because that is the true canon Doom 3. Then play through Doom Eternal one more time, possibly even play through a little bit of the Ancient Gods DLC, maybe. I'm not sure. I heard people. Here's the thing. I never played that actually. I love Doom Eternal, but I never played the Ancient Gods DLC because a lot of people said it's actually way more frustrating than they were anticipating. So I haven't gotten around to that yet, but maybe I'll enjoy it. So I'll give that a try. Then I've also been playing another game called playing through Quake 1 and 2. Now Quake, these games actually hold up really well. They're really good. I was surprised by how much I was enjoying those 2 games. Well, then I don't get the Platinum Trophy on either. I think I'll get the Platinum Trophy on the Quake 2 because that's basically just play through all the games that are on that package because it's Quake 2, the expansions, as well as Quake 2 on the Nintendo 64. And I think that's awesome. I think it's actually really cool that we're getting re-releases of Nintendo 64 games for consoles that aren't Nintendo, and I think that's great for preservation. And it's a way for people to get access to these games that don't have these systems in the modern day, so that's really cool of them to do.
Also playing through Turbo Overkill, and that game is a lot of fun, except when it isn't. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is the levels can last way too long. I'll be playing through a level, next thing I know, I'm in that level for like 45 minutes. Maybe I'm just not good at the game. That's probably it too. But still, overall, really fun. I just wish the pacing was better. I mean, I watched this one guy speedrun it in like the whole game in like 2 hours, and my comment on that video was, wow. And it takes me 45 minutes to get through one level. So, like I said, it's probably because I'm just not that good at the game. Still fun, but like I said, it could be a skill issue, but I still think there's a little bit of a pacing issue. Hopefully, if they ever make a sequel to Turbo Overkill, they shorten the levels a little bit so that way the pacing can be more proper. So yeah, I'm just really excited for Doom the Dark Age. It's the first time I pre-ordered a game since I think Doom Eternal, maybe? I don't remember the last time I pre-ordered a game. But outside of that though, I also need to grab a copy of A Complete Unknown starring Timothée Chalamet, because I'm a big Timothée Chalamet fan, and I want to watch all the stuff he's done. So I gotta find a way to get a copy of that. I know the Blu-ray's out there, so that's not too difficult. So yeah, that's basically my back burner right now, is playing through a bunch of old school shooters, watching A Complete Unknown, learning more acting skills, getting ready for Men's Physique. And I wanted to make sure this last conversation was a lot of fun, because I was a bit of a Debbie Downer most of the day. A lot of it has to do with the weather. Like, the weather was terrible. On my way home, by the way, it was raining the entire way there, entire way back, and people were still driving like smegheads. I mean, like, come on, people. What are we doing? It's also why I didn't want to do any camera recording while driving, because the weather just wasn't there. But anyway, I got a snack on these bad boys. I also got to make supper and do my split drills. So, I'm going to call it a night. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.